What's up, guys? Welcome to Money Talk, the number one news source and the number one information source for everything regarding the stock market, the financial world, and more specifically, Vinco Ventures, ticker symbol BBIG. Today, guys, we got a special update on BBIG as this stock just continues to fall and fall and fall. We're going to be talking about, can this stock recover and potentially make new all-time highs? So with that being said, guys, but before we get started, if you're watching this video on anything on a YouTube app, it's going to be a button up there that says open an app, go to app. I want you guys to press on it, take you directly to the YouTube app on your device. It'll take you out of this weird template you're on, whether you're on Chrome or you're on Safari browser, and it will just make it more pleasing to your eye. So now that you've done that, let's get this video on BBIG started. The too long didn't watch version of this video is simply yes. Yes, BBIG, let me just fix my camera, Jesus Christ. Yes, BBIG can recover and it can absolutely make new highs. So with that being said, now that I've given you a too long didn't read, or too long didn't watch rather, I would appreciate if you guys give me a thumbs up. Alright, but however, guys, let's get into the nitty-gritty and the details as to why I believe that they can potentially recover and make all-time highs again. But guys, before we get to that, I need to talk to you guys about something, and that is my Patreon. But wait, don't click away. Let me explain to you what makes my Patreon different from almost every other content creator's Patreon on YouTube. That's because, guys, my Patreon comes with a profit guaranteed system. What am I talking about? Well, my Patreon, guys, is a stock picking service alongside with a whole lot of other perks. So it costs $20 per month, and it comes with my stock picks. So first of all, it comes with my stock picks. Now on these stock picks, guys, on these monthly stock picks, there is a 10% profit guaranteed. That means if the aggregate calls that I've made that month is not over 10%, then you will get absolutely your money back guaranteed. You will get your $20 back for that month. Does that make sense? But that's because I want to make sure that you guys can make back the money that you're spending on my Patreon with as little as $200, right, guys? Now, because 10% of $200 is $20, right? My bad. I don't know why I lagged there for a second, right? So that's why, right? Now the next thing on my Patreon is the $200 monthly lottery. On the first of every month, guys, we do this lottery and we figure out who wins the $200, and I either PayPal them or I Venmo them. Now the next thing on my Patreon is the Wall Street Best Trending Algorithm. This is something I decided to outsource from Stock Junkies, guys, and these guys are known for their alternative market data. Now, what does the Wall Street Best Trending Algorithm? The Wall Street Best Trending Algorithm, guys, is an algorithm that basically detects the top 3 most discussed stocks on Wall Street Bets. Now, for those that don't know what Wall Street Bets is, well, you probably should if you're watching a BBIG video. These guys are known for putting together short squeezes, and basically with over 10.8 million community members, these guys are the number one spot for all stock market discussions. That's right, number one spot, 10.8 million community members. But however, a lot of people don't want to make a Reddit, and they don't want to do all that, right? So basically what Stock Junkies has done is that they built an algorithm that takes the top 3 stocks every night, and they send that information out to their email subscribers. Now, however, guys, this alternative data is very pricey, and it costs $50 a month. That's right, $50 a month. Look, I pay for that. I pay for that, right? But in my head, I was like, why don't I pay the high premium and then distribute it to my Patreons as a perk of my Patreon for a whole lot cheaper. Now, guys, if you only want the Wall Street Best Trending Algorithm, you can also get that for only $8 a month, which is the basic tier of my Patreon. Now, guys, with that being said, let's get this video on the specifics as to why I believe BBIG can 100% recover in the future going. So, guys, before I even state the reasons of why I believe BBIG will recover, it's important to also note that I don't hold any BBIG stock, so I don't really have any incentive of pumping this stock as many might think I'm trying to do, right? But on the other hand, guys, these are also just my opinions, right? I'm not a financial advisor, and you should always do your own due diligence, and my due diligence does not count as your due diligence, okay? So don't go like, well, he must have done his research, right? Because at the end of the day, these are just my opinions based on the facts that I'm going to tell you guys. So the first reason why I believe this company will recover is because of their upcoming earnings that I believe are going to be very positive, and this is because of their partnership with AdRiser, right? And this is to monetize their platform of Lomotif, which has over 100 million downloads as of now. That's right, a platform with 100 million users or 100 million downloads is now able to be monetized for Vinco Ventures. What do you think this will do to the stock? I mean, probably take it up, right? Probably make that ad revenue go up. Now, the next reason, building on this as well, is their Cryptite spinoff, right? Now, the Cryptite spinoff, guys, is something that Vinco Ventures is tapping into the NFT space and into the crypto space right now. As you guys may know, crypto right now is very, very hot, and blockchain technology is here to stay, right? As many of you may already know this. Well, if you don't know, newsflash, blockchain is here to stay, right? So with that being said, guys, due to their expansion into the crypto space, I also believe that this company has a very bright future, and also their upcoming earnings. Now, the next reason why I think that this company is going to do very well in the future, other than their earnings and their crypto movements, right, is their high short interest. Now, what am I talking about, guys? This company, as of right now, has a 25% visible short interest. What am I talking about visible short interest? When you talk, what is an invisible short interest? Well, guys, you need to understand that the 25% that we see is not what we are really getting, right? Because in reality, when you look at the AMC stock, AMC has a short interest of 20% visible, right, on Ortex. Now, however, that's not really what Ortex, that's not really how it works, right? It's not, because people believe that AMC stock is a stock that is shorted almost 5,000% and etc. through dark pools, right? Because that's the data that we don't really get to see, and we don't get to see behind the scenes what is happening. So it's important to take this 25% short interest with a grain of salt, right? Now, so 25% is probably more like 100% short squeeze, right? Now, when it comes to BBIG as well, guys, there is a whole lot of sell-off right now based on fears and news that people shouldn't really care about, right? Personally, I think people should not care about regarding the company's CEO and CFO leaving. However, it's also important to understand that they didn't necessarily leave, right? I forgot whether the CEO or the CFO. One of them didn't necessarily leave. She or he, I'm not sure whether it's a she or he, to be honest with you guys. They simply went to the other side of the company, which is Cryptide, right? Which is their new spin-off, acquisition, merger. It's very complicated, right? But also not really. It's a spin-off. Okay, that's what it is. It's a spin-off. So yeah, right. So it's like they didn't really necessarily leave the company behind. They left one part of the company and went to the other side of the company, and this was actually voted on. But guys, however, this is not what you see in the media. Media comes out saying Vinco Venture's CFO and CEO resign, right? And then you get a whole lot of panic sell, people thinking it's a pump and dump and etc. But however, guys, they are having this spin-off on this Friday, on the 22nd, right? So tomorrow they're having this spin-off. Now, on the news of the spin-off, I believe there's going to be a sell-off because people are given Tide shares, right? Cryptide, and also BBIG shares. So most people are probably going to either sell their BBIG shares or sell their Cryptide shares. Now, however, as of right now, I believe that less people are willing to sell their BBIG shares just because of where the price is at right now, and it's very, very red. Now, however, that doesn't mean that we're not going to see a decline on the news of this merger and spin-off actually completing, because as we know, guys, a lot of times we get a thing happening called buy the rumor, sell the news. Now, what does buy the rumor, sell the news? This refers to all the hype leading up to the news day and the day that the news is actually coming out and the news is confirmed. For example, the spin-off, right? The spin-off day, there was a whole lot of hype leading up to it before the CEO and etc. left. There was a whole lot of hype leading into it, and then it's kind of expected that on the day that the news comes out, people are like, okay, what now? What next? What is next for us, right? And we know that this uncertainty in the market and this not knowing what is next is what causes a lot of investors to sell, right? So a sell-off was expected. I did expect a sell-off on Friday when the merger went through, but we got to see the sell-off a whole lot earlier. So now, in my perspective, what I think is going to happen, right? Now, guys, I mean, these are just my opinions again, right? So I want to hear from you guys. I want to hear your comments. I want to know what you guys are thinking about what I'm about to say right now. I think that this buy the rumor, sell the news is going to actually reverse in a way. And people, since they've seen so much red, they've seen so much bad news, they've seen so much etc. going down, right? This news of the completion of the spin-off is actually going to have a positive effect on the stock. And on Friday, which is tomorrow, guys, we're actually going to see Vinco Venture's stock go up due to the news of this spin-off being completed. Now, I could absolutely be wrong, and this is why I didn't send out a buy alert or anything on my Patreon, right? Now, on the Patreon calls, guys, I do a whole lot of research, and that 10% guarantee, I forgot to mention this in the Patreon ad, but that 10% guarantee, guys, is not what I'm aiming for, and I'm aiming for upwards of 30%. For example, guys, just this month I gave a call out regarding Wish stock at $5, and right now Wish is sitting at almost, well, around the $6 level. Okay, so I mean, the calls have been good, right? The calls are very good, and this is why the Patreons are coming back. And when the calls aren't good, people are getting a refund for it, right? And the community, guys, this is a golden community, okay? I love this community. A lot of positive investors always coming with new stocks for me to look into and etc. I love you guys. I love all the patrons. Thank you for being there. Now, guys, going back to what I was saying and regarding how the news of the completion of the spin-off may actually have a positive effect on the stock. So just a recap of everything I talked about. The 3 reasons why I believe the stock is going to recover are its high short interest, its ability to now monetize its app that it has, right? The low motive app, which has 100 million downloads, right? I mean, this has got to bring some revenue for them, right? I mean, it's a no-brainer. This is why a Seeking Alpha analyst actually put a $40 price target on this company, right? $40 price target. Now, it's also important to understand that these analysts, guys, these analysts are not very good, okay? This is why like 70% or 80% of analysts over 10-year time, they don't actually beat the S&P 500. That's right, they don't beat the S&P 500. Isn't that crazy? That's crazy, right? So that's why it's not really, you shouldn't just go based on what the analysts think, price target and etc., right? Because the analyst gave HCMC, or not HCMC, my bad, guys, I have another stock open on my laptop, but he gave BBIG a price target of $40 when BBIG was on a uptrend at $8. Now BBIG is on a downtrend, and I wouldn't be surprised if the analysts go ahead and they just change their price target to now $3, right? I mean, we see this all the time, analysts flip-flopping. We saw this on Bitcoin. I mean, for example, JP Morgan's came out in 2018 saying how Bitcoin is a scam, you should stay away from Bitcoin. And then in 2020, when Bitcoin was having a surge again, JP Morgan comes out saying it's gonna hit $1 million. And it's like, oh, say something, stick to it, right? But unfortunately, that's not what we get, right? So the $40 price target is not something to really put your hopes onto, right? And go like, oh my God, someone said it's $40, it's worth $40, it must be, right? But based on what I was saying, right? And finally, another reason why I think it's going to go up is its high short interest, and also its high, another reason to add to it regarding the short interest is that it has high retail investor interest, right? Because, for example, guys, we gave an alert to our patrons through the Wall Street Best Trending algorithm by Stock Junkies. We gave an alert that BBIG is once again trending on Wall Street bets, right? So this shows that the hype and the momentum of BBIG is not dead yet in the eyes of retail investors, and I could absolutely see a surge, right? And now this short squeeze too as well, right? It's important to understand that as soon as short squeezes come, just as soon they go away, right? So be ready, take your profits, don't try to get out all the way at the top, right? Don't be a pig, right? Because in the market, bears make money, bulls make money, pigs, they get slaughtered. Alright, guys, so with that being said, if you enjoyed this video, guys, thank you for watching. This was a longer video, so really appreciate you guys. Smash the like and smash the thumbs up button. With that being said, guys, thank you for watching, and